Back. What's happening is too many students start rushing for their college applications in their junior year when in fact they need to start earlier so that they have the extracurricular activities to make a strong case for their college applications. It's going to help them get scholarships, it's going to help them get into the college they want, it's going to help them get a job in the real world.
So these are things that parents and students should plan on doing, say, in the 10th and 11th grade, long before they become seniors.
Absolutely, absolutely, because what happens is if they wait late, and I've talked to so many adults even who said, 50-year-old people who said, you know what, nobody told me when I was in 10th grade that I needed to do this. And by the way, this was a gentleman who wanted to be a doctor whose own father was a doctor, didn't get into medical school and ranked 17th in his class of 1,400 people. Why? Because he didn't know about the other activities that he needed to do, hadn't demonstrated impact.
Okay. That's the other thing. You go into the third point, to demonstrate impact. So there's a tie here.
There is. I think in the classroom we're taught to just listen and learn. This is about how do we make the transition now to the real world and be a doer, show that we're a doer. So at the SuperFutures leadership program this summer, by the way, we're at superfutures.org, we will help students actually create a project that they can show that they've had an impact. It could also be, by the way, in an internship, having an impact on your job. And so we'll do some other programs to teach kids how to do that. But the important thing is to be able to clearly point to, I did this. I had an impact on the revenue. I saved money here. I started a project that did this. I helped this number of kids. Or
which goes to your final point, and get experience.
Yes, get experience, and earlier the better. I think that one of the most critical things beyond grades is experience, especially today.
And this doesn't have to be in a job-related thing. This could be in some volunteer work.
Absolutely. And what people forget, I think, is they think, oh, it's volunteer, it's not paid. You know what, though? What you want is to be able to point to, again, things you did. I raised X number of dollars by coordinating 20 volunteers. That shows some skill. That shows some experience. And in this economy, I would suggest that people, rather than not working at all, take an unpaid internship program if you can. Show your success and increase your chances of moving into a paid job. And at a minimum, you're going to brush up on skills and stay current.
Right,
Very
because
important.
the value is not just in the experience, but what you're able to show you accomplished.
You bet.
We're going to talk with one of the folks who's been in a part of that program coming up. Stay with us. We'll talk about SuperFutures. Welcome back to 12 in Our Schools. I'm Brian Jenkins. We're talking about opening doors through SuperFutures. And one of their programs is called the Youth Leadership Program at the United Nations. And with me are two young folks who will be going through that program. Crystal Vera, who is now a graduate student at St. John's University, and her brother Alex, who is a senior at Rutgers, correct?
Yes.
So you have two very different worlds that you're pursuing, but what was attractive to you, Crystal, about the United Nations program?
Well, the program that I'm in at St. John's University is for social justice and global development. So an email blast had came through our multicultural affairs office, and when I saw the conference, the lineup of speakers, the workshops, the seminars, I mean, aside from the fact that it was clearly related to my graduate pursuit and my professional aspirations, I just saw it as an amazing networking opportunity, and that's been really, really crucial in my pursuit of the job market today.
Mm-hmm. You know, we were talking earlier with Jennifer, who administers this program, about the number of young people who are trying to look toward doing things for the world, a more of a what can I do for my country, my world kind of attitude, as opposed to just I want to go to Wall Street and make money.
Absolutely.
The two of you seem to have different tracks. You more on the social justice issue, and you, Alex, more of closer to the Wall Street thing. But let me ask you your thoughts on this program as you look maybe a year away from it.
Okay, well, I heard about it through my sister, obviously, and I spoke to Jennifer about it over the phone a few times. And basically, the way she described the program to me was it's about taking major social transnational issues and turning it to in kind of an entrepreneurship kind of thing, where you could also make money and it's just not a non-profit thing. I think that's both fulfilling and could help me be successful. In my experience at Rutgers, being a good student has not necessarily been caused people getting good jobs or good internships. It's also about your network. It's also about being a good people person, being involved on campus, and having a lot of good work experience. So you have to be a really well-rounded individual to be successful in this very
It's
competitive job
interesting.
market.
We came across some statistics on how these internships really help folks like yourselves, whether you're a graduate student or non-graduate. It says students who completed one internship, just one, had a 60% better chance of landing a full-time job coming right out of college than students who didn't. Now, let me ask you your experience coming out of school. You still work for St. John's, but based on what you're getting from your friends, among those who didn't do internships or things like that, what are their prospects? Have you found that they're having a tough time getting jobs?
Unfortunately, the friends that did not pursue internships or weren't fortunate enough to get internships while they were in college, they're either laid off or unemployed right now,
Wow.
which is really frightening. I do have one friend who actually decided to pursue international work overseas because for her, as going into teaching, that was really the only thing available in the job market right now. So it is very scary, and there is a strong correlation. And the majority of my friends that did receive internships when they were undergrad are still working for those organizations. So they just transitioned right over into full-time
So it's
once
not
they graduated.
It's not just making a connection for your
Right.
education, but in terms of the job prospect.
Right.
Now, Alex, you're still a year away from this, but is that something that you look to her and say, wow, well, I better do this too?
Yeah, actually, that is. Before I went away to college, I saw what my sister was doing at St. John's, and she was very involved on campus. And I saw how much